You are listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson.
Hey everyone, Michael here with Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast, episode 36 of season 2. And thanks for tuning in. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, then head on over to youtube.com/hellocupcakeitsme to check out the YouTube channel, and that is updated every Wednesday and Saturday. And then head on over to hellocupcakeitsme.com to check out the blog. Follow me on all the different social medias and check out my upcoming book, Carpe Diem Scroto, 365 Daily Affirmations, scheduled for publication November 2024. So, let's get into it, shall we? How the hell has everyone been? I'm doing a little bit better since the last time I checked in with y'all here on the podcast. Still battling some low-grade depression and still feeling kind of manic, but I've identified like the different stages that I'm going through, and right now I'm going through like the anger phase. It's kind of like grief. Like I'm going through the stages of grief right now, and the stage that I'm in right now is just anger, pissed off, bitter, and petty. I tried to say bitter and petty, and it came out bitty. So there we are. But yeah, just doing a lot of reflecting inward and looking at the bigger picture and looking at like what could be, what might be, so on and so forth. And I had to look at myself the other day and I was just like, you know what? You are a bad bitch, okay? Like, you have been through so much in the 43 years that you've been alive. You have survived 2 parents who were toxic as fuck being together, their abusive cycle, their drug use, their alcoholism. You've gone through multiple different people who have used and abused you both mentally, physically, and sexually. You have lived through a house fire. You've lived through some pretty massive earthquakes. You've done all this shit and you are still here. You need to like just knock it the fuck off. And that's really where my journey right now is at, is like, you know what? If you don't want to be in my life, cool, fine, what the fuck ever. I don't need you to be in my life. I would like for you to be in my life, but I don't need you in my life. And so that has given me new power and new vigor. Is just like, you know what? Fine, okay. If you're not going to support me, then you need to stand over here. If you're going to support me, I need you by my side supporting me. If you are going to be my friend, I need you to be my friend in all of the seasons. You know, the hands go around the clock 24 times, and I'm going to need you to be a friend at each one of those stops on the clock. And that's the kind of level that I'm putting out, and that's the kind of level I expect to come back to me. Now, I know not everyone is going to be able to be that person that you can call at 3 o'clock in the morning and tell them, hey, can you take me to the airport by 6? And they jump out the bed and they go and do it. I understand that. But that's the level that I'm striving for, because that's the kind of energy that I put out as a friend. So, yeah. Just feeling myself, and like having to remember that I have been through more. I have lost better people than, you know, whatever, and just, yeah. So, if you haven't followed along with um, the YouTube channel or the Instagram account, then you will not know that last Friday I did a cold plunge. And boy, freaking howdy, was that cold. I went up to my freaking nipples almost into the water, and I was not able to get myself fully submerged. I probably could have, but I did not push myself. I allowed a friend to talk me into it, and I was just like, I do not begin to understand how I let you talk me into this, but here we are, let's do this. But I had a lot of fun, and be it psychosomatic or be it what the hell ever, all I know is that my lower back felt freaking amazing afterwards. And like my stomach, where all the fat is and stuff like that, felt so weird and spongy. It was like, wow. I don't know if this is okay or not, but that's just wow. My knee hasn't been hurting as bad as it usually does. Like pretty much from the waist down, I've been pretty amazing in pain area. So I'm 100% willing to do it again and again and again. I just don't want to do it like when there's snow on the ground or if it's raining, because getting out of the cold water to stand in the rain to try to then wash off in with hot water is not like where it's at for me. But yeah, so last Friday at 7:30 in the morning, I'm standing out on the side of the water waiting for my friend, like trying not to just completely chicken out and jump in my car and go home. And she shows up and she's like, let's do this. I'm so glad you're here. I was afraid that you weren't going to show up. And I was like, there was a huge part of me that almost didn't show up, but you know what? Here I am. What's the most that can happen? I'm just going to get cold, right? I can get warm again. But I had a lot of fun. And like I said, it is something that I am open to doing again. And hopefully later on today, when I go to the YMCA, I'm going to be able to see her and possibly make plans to meet up with her again for another cold plunge and exchange phone numbers with each other. So that way, we could get together on the weekends or whatever else. I don't want to do it Monday through Friday. I'm pretty sure like twice a week is going to be good for me for right now. But I eventually want to get up to the point where I'm doing it 2-3 times a week. Especially if it's on days that I'm not going swimming, I would like to do it. So I'm thinking that that's going to be on like Tuesdays and Fridays for right now. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday is what my kind of current idea is. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Talked to the PR team today about the book, and just kind of, it was actually less about the book and just kind of checking in with each other and seeing how they're doing, how I'm doing, trading war stories kind of back and forth about what's going on in their life, what's going on in my life, and so on and so forth. But I do think that I'm gonna try to do at least one more fundraiser before I go forward with doing any money directly out of pocket for my book. I really don't know how this is going to work out, because already I'm in the hole for October, and October is when I need to submit the book and get everything over to the final editor and stuff. So yeah, I'm kind of I'm flaking on my own deadlines right now, but it is whatever. And Tuesday night, I went and played trivia like I normally do, and my niece has been coming out to trivia, and it's been kind of cool. And her and a girlfriend of hers went out last Friday night, and they ended up at the bar, and the bartenders took really good care of her. And one of the older patrons there, he watched over her, and he introduced himself again. She's been introduced to him a couple of times, but he reintroduced himself to her and just said, hey, if anyone's bothering you, let me know, and I will take care of it right then and there on the spot. And so before she showed up on Tuesday night, I was like, guys, thank you so very much for just looking after her and just being awesome. And so it makes me feel good that I know that she's protected and will be looked after there. And it also just reinforces my idea of these people being good people to begin with anyways. So, even though she's in her 20s, she's my kid. Like, I love her, and I helped raise her, and I always said that she was my starter child because, co-parenting her with my sister would go to work and be at school or whatever, and I'd be at home taking care of my niece and working from home and doing whatever in the early 2000s. And we just kind of bounced off of each other. And so I had only been out of my niece's life for like maybe a year, if even that long, but I would still see her on the weekends, and I would talk to her on the phone and stuff like that, and she always knew how to get a hold of me if she needed me. And so, I got that protective, like, that's my baby, don't fuck with my kid kind of attitude when it comes to her. So yeah, Tuesday night she showed up, and she's starting to get to know people a little bit more and see their personalities, and she's starting to open up a little bit and joke around and things like that. So it's kind of nice. But yeah, so just had a lot of fun Tuesday night, and just kind of living life, doing the best I can with what I have available to me. There's really nothing more to say on that. But yeah, with everything else going on in my life, all the stress, all the drama, all of the ups and downs, the depression, the bipolar, the new thoughts of self-harm, it's all been kind of interesting. And I have been fighting like the third monkey on Noah's ramp to get seen for ADHD testing, and god damn it if I cannot get that testing taken care of. And somebody asked me the other day, like, what is the diagnosis of ADHD going to do for you? And I said, well, it's going to do a lot of things for me. Either it's either going to acknowledge the fact that a lot of the things that I have self-diagnosed myself with is actually happening, or if it's all psychosomatic. If it is ADHD, then there's treatments, there's therapies, there's whatever to take care of some of the stuff that I am doing. If it's not ADHD, but something else with like one of my many mental health issues masking itself as ADHD, then I need to have the therapies and the tools to properly deal with that. I'm not looking to get on pills. I'm not looking to start like long-term therapy sessions unless that's the trajectory that I've got to go. But for right now, I just want to be able to say, yes, you do, no, you don't. And then be able to move from there. So, like, there's a lot of things that I do that in my study of ADHD and watching other influencers and videos and whatever else, I'm like, yeah, I do this, 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 I do this. But, you know, this, and this can also be masked by, you know, this, and this. So it's like, you know, where do I go with this information? So I put in a call to one doctor, and I have put in a call to another provider. And the one provider that I put in for that, I actually got to talk to somebody and they sent me the paperwork. I really don't like the way that their onboarding paperwork is written. Like, basically the way that I'm taking it is that if I blink wrong, that they can have me involuntarily committed. And I need to be in a different mindset while I'm reading through their terms of agreement and terms of services and treatments before I fully agree to be seen with these people. But it also looks like they want to do full-time counseling, which I don't believe that I need, let alone that I want right this minute. I know eventually I'll probably need some counseling, but I don't feel like I need the counseling right now. I feel like I have a good grasp on what I'm doing, how I'm handling things, how I'm coping with things. Yeah, it would have been nice to have had a counselor a couple of weeks ago when I was dealing with my biological mom and all of her bullshit, and having to call around to all the different hospitals and mortuaries and morgues in Portland to find out if they had a Jane Doe or if she was admitted to any of those hospitals. As of right now, it has been almost a week and a half, 2 weeks since I've spoken to her. So I have no fucking clue what's going on in her life. And yeah, so I figured, you know what, if she's not going to make the effort to talk to me and reach out to me or whatever, then she could be part of the fuck off crowd too. I know that that's really callous to say right now, but anyone who has dealt with anyone who has any kind of addiction or chemical dependency or whatever else, you understand what I'm saying about, like, just getting to that point of, like, basically no return, where you want nothing to do with the person at all, because it is such a strain on your mental health, and it is such a strain on everything that it just makes it difficult for you to get from one moment to the next moment, and you try and you beat your head against a wall and you literally move heaven and fucking earth for these people, and then they in an instant just mess it all up and you're back to square one, and it's like, kid, you just fucking stop. So, you know, I'm not 100% against the mental health counseling aspect of it. It's just, I don't think that that's what I need right this moment. I could be wrong, but you know, that's just how I feel. And right, wrong, or indifferent, that's how I feel, and that's how I feel. So, yeah. But anyways, outside of the book and outside of that drama and stuff like that, I've been watching a lot of these horrible, corny 80s horror movies like Toxic Avenger and what was the other ones that I've watched? I've watched An American Werewolf in London. I love An American Werewolf in Paris. That has always been one of my favorite like werewolf movies. I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I've watched Heathers and Ginger Snaps, and like all these different like horrible 80B movies. And I swear to God, the Toxic Avenger must have had a budget of like maybe $165 and a pack of gum for all three of the movies. I haven't watched the third movie yet. I just can't bring myself to it. I mean, maybe if I was still smoking weed, I could probably get through it a little bit easier, but like, I thought the first movie was corny. The second movie was like cornball extreme. And I've watched all the Sharknadoes, and I am like a fan of the Sharknado movies. I think that they are absurdly funny and stupid all at the same time. But you know, that's just kind of what I've been doing, and I've been loving Agatha all along. I'm living for that show right now. And there's a couple other shows that I've been watching that I've really been enjoying. So yeah, it's not all doom and gloom. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go. Thank you for listening this far. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. Make sure you follow me on all the social medias, and check out the links down below, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.
Hey everyone, did you know that there is a new exciting book coming out by the aspiring author Michael Peterson, called Carpe Diem Scroto 365 Daily Affirmations? This book is a daily affirmation workbook that has mental health writing prompts to help you navigate your day better. With funny and witty plain English humor, you will find prompts that ask you things like talk about a time that you needed support and didn't have it. What did you do to support yourself, and what tips and suggestions would you have for others who may be going through something similar? Each day, the affirmations help to reframe things so that you can get the best out of your day. And at the end of the day, there is a journaling section to write about the day's exploits. If you would like to learn more about this fabulous book, please visit the website www.cdsthebook.com. Again, that website is www.cdsthebook.com. If you have a podcast, radio show, or would like to book Michael for an engagement, or have him on your show, please send an email to cdsbook@gmail.com, or look for the media kit and other booking information on the website.
Thank you so much for tuning in. You have been listening to Hello Cupcake, It's Me, a podcast with your host, Michael Peterson. Please make sure to check back often, as new episodes are released bi-weekly. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to send a message to hellocupcakeitsme@gmail.com. And until next time, stay happy, safe, and keep doing the best you can with what you have been given.